Hello, football fanatics. I'm Ann, your resident chaos coordinator and eternal optimist who still believes in miracles on the pitch. Welcome to Epic Sports Shenanigans, the channel where we turn Premier League drama into pure, unfiltered entertainment.
And I'm Kay, the guy who pretends to be calm while internally screaming every weekend. Hit that subscribe button if you're ready for more heart-stopping breakdowns, wild predictions, and zero chill.
Nico O'Reilly was fantastic. He scored the first goal to give Man City the lead.
Scurry forward, Marmoush, and now it's with O'Reilly, who hits it in!
Lewis Hall scored off a deflected shot to even the score at 1-1.
City were only in front for 8 minutes. It's 1-1.
O'Reilly headed a beautiful cross from Holland for Man City to regain the lead at 2-1.
And Haaland into O'Reilly! Brilliant goal!
I mean, City are dangerous. They're dangerous with the fact they've got Marmoush, they've got Haaland, they've got Cherki, they've got Semenyo, they've got Foden. So they're really dangerous. If they can keep the centre-backs fit, then they've got a chance. The goalkeeper's good. The manager is exceptional. The celebrations at the end from Haaland and from Pep Guardiola were meaningful, I felt. They were sending a message. That was mind games at play. Pep Guardiola will say it's not, but it is. Every time you speak now for the next 2 months, every time you do something on a pitch, it's going to be transmitting to the opposition team. That's vulnerabilities, that's strength, whatever it is, celebrations, sometimes over celebrations. So what Arsenal had to cope with today, which I've mentioned before, and the questions that they've had to answer, I missed one of them out, and that was the fact that Pep Guardiola and Erling Haaland, probably the two most significant figures in the Premier League on and off the pitch, have sent a message last night after that game that we're coming for you and we're going to be breathing down your neck. Arsenal have withstood that today, and they're going to have to withstand that for another 6 to 8 weeks. Arsenal were never going to get this Premier League title handed to them on a plate. It doesn't work like that, particularly when you're going for your first one. If you're winning 3, 4 and 5 and 6, you can sometimes win by 10, 15 points and you can take it in your stride. That's very, very rare. It's a struggle. It's a battle. It's a fight. And this City team, to be fair, that you're watching now aren't quite the team that were going through those fights with Jurgen Klopp's Liverpool for 3 or 4 years. But there's still some characters in that dressing room who understand it and know it, and particularly the manager. So they're going to be so dangerous.
With only a 2 points lead and playing after Man City, all eyes were on Arsenal to see how they would react. Eze scored first.
Oh, he's just got the better of side with a bit of fortune, and it's bundled in by Eze.
Kolo Muani stole the ball from Rice and evened the score at 1-1.
A heavy touch, but Kolo Muani sprung away with it here, and Kolo Muani!
Gyökeres scored his first of the game, making it Arsenal 2, Spurs 1.
Gyökeres scores an outstanding goal for Arsenal.
Eze scored his second goal of the game to make the score Arsenal 3, Spurs 1.
There's a Saka onside. Mickey van der Ven tries to deal with it, but Eze will score.
Gyökeres scored his second of the game, making it a thumping for Arsenal 4, Spurs 1.
As Odegaard slips in, Gyökeres looking for goal number 2. He'll get it.
And look at the top half of the standings, just 5 points separating Arsenal and Manchester City. And Man City have a game in hand.
They know Manchester City are chasing them, growing in confidence. Players are coming back from Manchester City. Manchester City had a great game against Newcastle yesterday. Arsenal knew going into this game, we have to win.
Arsenal have taken a big stride in that race with a big win against their neighbours Tottenham. There was a lot of jeopardy around it, Gary, to start with. We know all the noise. Noise has been a pertinent word this week after what happened at Wolves. How did Arsenal deal with it?
Really well in the end. I think at half-time they maybe look back at that first half and think, how are we in this position? 1-1. We're so dominant in the game. Tottenham had only had 1 touch in their box.
So let's hear what Arteta has to say about Arsenal's progress so far.
All that noise, all those bullets, how about that for a response?
But that's football. I mean, when you was the game back against Wolves, how the hell you drop 2 points there? Nobody can explain it. I mean, but this is the beauty of it. And then looks like it's the end of the world. And you look at your players and the way they react and how much they want it. And I said it, I feel very, very privileged to work with them every single day. I knew we were going to react. In football, you can win, draw, or lose. But the attitude that we showed today, the desire, the dominance, it was really impressive. So I'm really happy.
How soon after the Wolves game did you know, yeah, the team are right, they will perform on Sunday?
Immediately after that, because I saw the reaction and what it means. And when it's a job, you don't react like this. When it's your passion and you love the game so much, that's something else. It hurts you in a different way, and I know what it means to them and how much they want it. And we said that I want to try all our very best.
Arsenal are sitting pretty at the top right now, 5 points clear, even after City's little game in hands. But let's be real, both squads are juggling 4 fronts. Arsenal's got 10 league games left, City's got 11. Every single game feels like a final.
So 10 to go now, Mikel. Ready to strap yourself back into the roller coaster for what's ahead?
One at a time. It's going to be a long, long one, because on top of that we have all the cup games and Champions League. So it's going to be a long marathon for all of us. But let's enjoy it.
Did Arsenal prove that they can handle the pressure by delivering a dominant performance against Spurs?
They won the game. They answered the critics. Your son, the Arsenal fan, and all the rest of them out there. How do you think they're feeling about the title race and what this does? Does this seal the deal?
Yeah, that was, again.
Whoa, seal the deal.
Again, the problem for Arsenal is, and this is something I've been consistent with, until they win a trophy, every game's going to be the same questions. That's unfortunately just the nature of the beast. They've got Chelsea at the weekend. Now, they would argue that they're in a good place. They'll feel good enough to beat Chelsea, because Chelsea will come at them and try and play a certain type of way. Even if they beat Chelsea, the next game becomes important. The next game, until it gets done. And that's just unfortunately because of the past 3, 4, 5 years of what we've seen with Arsenal. That's not just me talking, that's Arsenal fans in which I know. So they do have to handle the pressure, and that pressure ramps up week after week, week after week.
Will Arsenal be able to handle the constant pressure that Man City keeps applying on them?
Manchester City's performance, they're not easing up. And I think that the confidence should be with Arsenal. But like Troy says, every game is going to be a hard game, because if you spoke to Arsenal fans before the Wolves game, most people would have said, "Oh, Arsenal are going to win this easy because it's Wolves," and they didn't. They dropped points. So every game is going to be vital.
How about the managers? How will their approach affect who wins the 2026 Premier League title?
They do have a gap to Manchester City. Manchester City now have that game in hand. We've got the line sort of graph here, 61 points. The Gunners are on 56 for Manchester City. How do you think Mikel Arteta feels about the gap that he's got?
You know, I would say he's trying to focus one game at a time. He knows it. He knows that obviously every time in the media when they lose games or drop points that, you know, the terminology bottlers and bottle jobs comes into it. So he knows the pressure's on them already. I think for me, Pep Guardiola, when you look at the messaging from both managers, Pep Guardiola is telling his players, go out there and enjoy yourself. Don't worry about the pressure about the Premier League title. But the fans are growing and smelling and believing something special's coming. They're getting players back now. So I know Mikel Arteta knows he's under pressure. He has to keep his players focused, because not only do they keep competing for a Premier League title, they've also got the Champions League where they can go and run deep in it. So he has to find the best way to really manage his players, to not let them get affected by the pressure, or also all the media and you know, the terminology that's used of Arsenal, whenever they drop points, they're bottlers, they're the bridesmaids, they're never the bride. He needs to keep that messaging out and keep them focused, and it has to be one game at a time.
Under Pep, Man City have won 6 Premier League titles, including 4 in a row. Will this experience help Man City get over the line?
The one thing just to that stat, in terms of the graphic going up, when you look at Man City, you're talking about feelings now. The feeling you get with Arsenal is they're nervous, there's a nervy edge to it, because clearly they haven't been in this position where everyone goes, you're the favourites with the best team to win it. When you look at Man City, the feeling is, here they come. They're on their way. We spoke about all season how, you know, me and Nigel have had arguments on here where you've said sometimes Pep Guardiola's messaging has become stale. Maybe it needs to move on. I've said once a genius, always a genius. That's just my opinion. But they've never been at the level. Well, we've had to listen to this stat then. So when they lost to Aston Villa in September 14th, they've lost 5 games in 39 matches in all competitions. 5 games in 39 matches, and we're talking about this team is not to the level it was at.
And you said here they come again, because they've done this before, haven't they? They've felt what it feels like to be at this moment in second and then go on and win the league.
Arsenal and Man City face off for the Carabao Cup League title. How will the result of this game affect the title race?
How much, as a matter of interest, because obviously we're all looking at that, how much does the League Cup final play into the psychology of it all, or can you box that off?
I think you can box that off. I mean, look, it depends how you lose. It depends how the game goes and how you lose. Look, if it's a tight game and you lose on penalties, I think you can box it off. But if you get absolutely battered in the game, I mean, if City were to go and beat Arsenal 3 or 4-0 in that game, that would send a big message, and vice versa if Arsenal were to go and beat City. But I have thought for a number of years, when Arsenal have been going for this title, that they're going to have to go and win at the Etihad. I've just thought it for a number of years. Go and win. That's the only real way. I mean, look, the Carabao Cup final is a chance to send a message because you're playing directly against them and you can cause them some real pain by taking a medal from round the necks. But what you can do is go and beat them at their own place.
Man City plays before Arsenal for the next 4 matches. Does playing first provide a psychological edge to Man City?
But what he'll have liked about this weekend and next weekend is that they get the ability to go and put pressure and get close. That's the real sort of... I used to think if you can get your points on the board and then sit back and watch, which is what Arsenal have had, what City have had the luxury of doing today. But Arsenal have sent the perfect message tonight. City at home tonight, they've won. OK, let's go again. So what City will be looking towards next week is a really difficult game away at Leeds on the Saturday, that they go and do it again. And then Arsenal play Chelsea on the Sunday. Now Arsenal have got to go and do it again if obviously City do that. But playing first, I think, is a big advantage if you can go and get the points on the board. And that's what I think Pep Guardiola will be looking at right now.
Do the remaining games tell us the chances of either team winning the title?
10 games left for Arsenal, 11 games left for Manchester City. They play each other, of course, in April, on April the 18th. That is going to be a crucial game, as we always thought it might be in terms of the title race. But this next game for Arsenal now, the game against Chelsea, that's the last game, bar the City one, that they have from a team that's inside the current top 6 at the moment. So it's always the next game that's the most important, obviously. But it feels like that could be a really significant one for them.
I think, yeah, look, they know where they stand. They know their job, what to do. I think what's really important, looking at those fixtures, they can win them all. They really can. But what's not in that fixture is the cup final. And that's the way I feel like we'll set where Arsenal are going to do this year, and they're going to determine what's going to happen.
Each team controls its destiny. No ifs, no buts, no we'll see. It's win or go home math, the kind that keeps you up at night.
If Arsenal win all of their remaining fixtures, as Theo says they're capable of doing, they will be champions come the end of the season. The same is also true for Manchester City.
Absolutely. So to a certain extent, it's in their hands. And as we all know, Pep is the bogeyman.
Twists? This race is going to have more plot turns than a soap opera written by caffeinated squirrels. One slip, one moment of magic, one dodgy VAR call, and everything flips. My heart can't take it, but I can't look away.
I think Arsenal will get there, but it doesn't surprise me that they are making mistakes and that City are coming back at them. But I think they will just get there. I think they'll get there and just almost crawl over the line maybe in the end. It's going to be a massive struggle, I feel. I don't think it's going to be easy. And that game is going to be monumental at the Etihad.
Man City is lurking. They have me pacing the living room at night, whispering, please don't do another comeback. Those blue shirts give me actual nightmares. Beautiful, perfectly timed nightmares.
I fancied Arsenal this year. I do feel it's their season. And City have really surprised me. And they've been fantastic. You know, even Nico O'Reilly yesterday with those important goals. They had to suffer yesterday. It was a huge 3 points for them. You know, and obviously that Arsenal have to go to City. And we've seen how difficult that can be in the past. So anything can still happen, but I'm still going to stick with Arsenal.
So there you have it, Shenanigans Squad. 11 weeks of pure adrenaline, hope, heartbreak, and glory on the line. Arsenal believers, City diehards, neutral chaos lovers, we are all in this madness together.
Now, drop a comment below. Who's winning to Arsenal, Man City, or are you secretly rooting for the football gods to send in a wild card?
Smash that subscribe button so you get all updates, turn on notifications, share this video to group chat rivals. Let's get this title race trending.
Until next time, may your team win, your nerves hold, and the football gods be kind, or at least entertaining.